Hi guys, today I'll be making empanadas. Now you know as Belizeans we call it panades, right? And we make it with corn or the masa. We have fish and we have beans panades. This one's a little bit different. It's more from Puerto Rico and it's made with flour and it has ground beef on the inside, but I promise you're gonna love it. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. Alright guys, so to make the empanadas, you're going to need ground beef. I bought 2 pounds of ground beef and I cooked it loose and I put all the spices that I want to put on it, like the stuff that I did for my chili. So you guys can check out the video. I'll put a link for you guys to see how I made the chili. And this is about 40 minutes in. We still have a lot of water going, so now let me show you what we're going to add next. I'm going to put some diced up potatoes, and you can put more if you have a bigger family, okay? I'm going to put some red bell peppers because one of my viewers, Terry, told me that red bell peppers taste better than green, so I'm going to trust Terry on this. So let's move over to the stove and get this put in there. Next we add the bell peppers and we give it a stir, and we need all this water that's in the pot because the potatoes need time to cook, okay? About 15 minutes or so. So what I'm going to do is just let this simmer here and then teach you guys how to make the wrap. Now of course you know me, I'm not going to buy any store-bought wraps, okay? So this is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Right here I've got a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of distilled white vinegar, 3 tablespoons of shortening, a cup thereabouts of water. We might need a little bit less, like an ounce less. And I have 1 egg white and 1 whole egg, okay? So let me show you how this is done. First thing we do is add all the wet. I'm going to add, add the water. Yeah, because we're going to need like a little ounce less. So add the water, add the vinegar, add the egg white, add the egg. Weird, huh?
Science.
And while I'm getting ready to do this, add the salt in there. This is science, like Jada says, huh? Just going to whisk it up really, really well. No craziness to this. Very easy. Now I want to cut the shortening into the flour. And you know how I do it, right? Cut it with my hands. You just kind of get it worked into the flour. Then I make a well in the middle of the flour and I add the liquid a little bit at a time. I want to work this into a dough, but I don't really want to knead it. And so I want to make sure it doesn't get too wet either, okay? See, a little bit of liquid's left. The dough is wet enough. I put some flour on the countertop and I'm just going to work it around into a ball. And I'm going to put this in the fridge for about an hour. But let me get it back in the same bowl that I made it in, cover it up with a plastic bag, and off to the fridge it goes. It's an hour later and take a look at our dough. And I'm rolling it out on the counter, but I don't need any extra flour because it's perfect. I'm cutting off the first piece, and what I want to do is try this corn tortilla press to see if I can get a perfectly round wrap in it. I don't think it's going to really work because this is mainly for corn, and they do have a special one that they sell for flour dough. So see, it's perfectly round, but it's still too thick or too fat. So I'm going to go ahead and use my rolling pin to roll this out. And I'm going to try to keep it as round as I can, okay? And I know that a lot of us have trouble keeping the dough round, but just try your best and don't let it stress you out, all right? I'm going to do like a couple at first. I don't want to do too many because if the air touches it, it'll, you know, make my dough kind of icky. So let me set these two aside and take a look at what I'm doing to the meat. I'm pouring it through a colander into a bowl because I want some of the gravy to go away, because if it's too juicy, when I put it in the wrap, it'll ooze out and have a heck of a time when it's frying. So see how much is left behind. And by the way, guys, we're going to fry these. So I have some canola oil going on the stove behind me heating up. I'm using my serving spoon and just put a little bit of the meat inside the middle of the wrap. And I'm not going to seal this with any kind of egg wash or anything. Just plain old fork. Just going to squish the edges. Look, this is huge. This is a really big one. I'm going to have to start making them smaller. We won't have enough. So then here comes the second one. And again, it's the same procedure over and over again. And just going ahead. And you do this until all the wrap is used up or all the meat's used up, okay? So squish it with the fork. This is the second one. And all I want to do is about 3 or 4. See? And then start frying. The oil is hot and ready. And I'm going to put as many as I can fit in the pot at the same time. And they fry pretty quickly, so flip them over. You can make them as dark as you want, and you just continue the process until they're all cooked. Don't forget to check out my website to purchase copies of any of the books. Go to bearpantryshow.com and click on the store tab. So I go to the post office a lot because that's where I mail my books from, right? So my friend Carmen, I made a friend in there. She's from Puerto Rico and she's constantly asking me to make the Puerto Rican dishes. I'm not too familiar with them, so she loaned me a cookbook which was all in Spanish. Thanks, Carmen. So I'm trying to decipher through it, and this one I just kind of made up by myself. And like I said, I put the spices I wanted because some of the recipes call for oregano and stuff, not my thing. So I put the spices I wanted to make to cook the ground beef first. And then I just put the potatoes and those red bell peppers in it. And basically I made the outside part, and I think that came out flaky and nice. And it was so easy to make. It was you have to put the wrap, or I call it the skin, you have to put that in the fridge for at least an hour, but not more than 24 hours. If you're going to put it for more than 24 hours, you should freeze it, okay? So this amount made, look, see, quite a bit. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about a dozen. And of course, you know, some of them are big because we're greedy in here. I'm thinking we need a dipping sauce or something to eat this with. I'm not sure. I've never seen anybody eat it with dipping sauce, but Joshua says he's going to make like a honey mustard sauce to eat it with. I'm going to eat it alone with a salad. And so I'm looking forward to this. And maybe I should taste right now. Let me taste. I have this one. Let me show you guys. This is the one that I was trying to squish with the Empanadas maker thingy. And it wasn't working so good. So it's kind of drenched in oil. So I don't want to eat this unless I can drain it off. But I want to taste the bread part, because I already know what the meat tastes like. That's pretty good. I can see. You can put some spice in the dough part too, maybe some black pepper or something, but this is pretty tasty. You guys are going to love it. Thanks as always for watching, guys. If you liked the video, hit like below, share it with your friends and family for me. Thank you so much for picking up the books. And until I see you guys again, take care.
Wednesday. Wednesday. What are you doing?
No, for this year.